Hello and welcome to another video on how to become a business consulting freelancer. I'm going to make a quick recap in this video because especially to refresh all of this concept and understand them at the core as well as the specifics. So first in this course as a consultant. So in the section first, in section 1 here, okay, I look at start building a consulting career and recognize is what are the tasks that a consulting does, which is analyze data, first conducting research, analyze data, and then present the results. Also identifies how consulting success looks like, that you have cash flow, you have flexibility, you also have the security by having multiple sources of income, and understand how you can get the most from your consulting. Meaning is before crafting an offer, it's important to identify an on-demand niche that you have interest, and then focus solely on over delivering value. So in my case is with View3 and Knox. So I'm going to focus on over delivering value here with a couple landing page and project that I would like to do. Okay, so focusing on doing that. Okay, because no one is obligated to hire you, and it's your job and your job alone to hone into that specific niche and develop a rockstar solid offer backed by your reputation. And also I look at some tips that can help you, especially as you're starting building your consulting career. So first is like eliminate distractions. Crucial. Eliminate distraction. Find a way to get you into the zone, because focus here is a superpower, especially in this high demand and distracted world that we live right now, with a lot of social media or social accounts on social media, whether is, well, not actually, there's a lot of people that they are not using Facebook, but they migrate that to new source of short-term dopamine like Instagram, TikTok, which again, recognize that is something important. Decide up to when you want to dedicate time to that. Also, use some Pomodoro techniques, okay, that help you to focus in that time. In my particular case, using the time blocking, much like when you went to high school or school or now to university. So you have to follow is a particular schedule. So impose that schedule for you, because otherwise someone else will gonna impose that for you and you might end not like it. But that's a whole different story and a different video. But in any case, find a way to get you into the zone. Do the time blocking, as well as eliminate distractions. Don't forget to take breaks, which is very, very important for your mental health and to long-term performance. As well as understand what are the type of consulting projects, whether it's strategic. So when you here are providing you a new business or a particular business, develop a roadmap to help them in a particular business operations. Improvement, to now talk more about how you're going to develop a roadmap to improve certain operations, certain business operations. And the implementation is like, so based on your strategic and recommendations, now it is time to put that at practice. Okay, so when it comes to decision making, yeah, completely. Something that I totally agree with that. So when it comes to decision making, okay, use the Eisenhower matrix. For things that are important and urgent, do that today. Things that are not important but are urgent, uh, delegate. Things that are important but not urgent, schedule. And ultimately, things that are not important and not urgent, don't even think about it. So, with that, which is the fundamental of how you can start building your consulting career, okay? Then I look at the second part, getting started as a freelance consulting career. And that is, well, first, identify your strength and weakness, things that you have experienced, you excel, or you have interest in. In my case, is with the finance, fitness, and technology. I can also include other aspect here, but I will focus my attention is into these three fields, which, given my conditions and where I come from, I need to do this. And the other is uh, so once you identify your strengths, so capitalize on your strength, also identify your weakness, which is in my case, well, improving my communication skills as well as my social skill. Very, very, very important. When it comes to the more technical aspect, more focuses on the execution of View 3 in Knox. Okay. All right. And also identify is the type of work or the type of consulting you want to provide. It's like, it's a specialized service or one-on-one consultation or training and teaching. I will try to combine the training and teaching with the specialized service, right? So then I look at, well, once you identify your strengths and weakness, you capitalize on your strengths, you identify the type of consulting you want to provide, then do everything to protect your reputation. And now, well, find a niche, which is this is made of people that have a large problem to solve. They are actively looking a solution for that. Also, there are people that are willing to pay for that solution, and yeah, and ultimately it must have something that you have interest in. Okay. And the mistake to avoid, especially when choosing a niche, whether it is that you're going to stick with that niche forever or you're targeting multiple niche at once. Okay, another misconception. Okay, that it will take you longer to do that, and then align yourself with an established platform. Okay, meaning is, well, from that niche that you choose, what is a platform that you can focus and provide your service? So in my case is Node.js. That's the platform I can focus as a software developer. Okay, and then now how you can create your value statement. and your value statement must be summarized into very short sentence, because that is what you're going to tell to your client. So for example, in my case is I am a software developer focused on web applications using web technologies like Vue and Nux using the Node.js environment. So in other words, I'm a software developer that's focused on building web applications using web technologies like Vue and Nux, right? So that's it. That's it. So that's great. That's great. Because with that value statement, okay, which is a short sentence, in a few sentences you explain what you do, and that's one of the reasons that you need to do that work to have more experience in that field, to understand what you're going to do. So on that path, once you identify and you create your value statement, recognize that the client is paying is for the value you provide, not the hours you put in. And understand that a great offer is not simple a one single offering. It's a value ladder of offering. So for example, I follow a particular guidelines. It's like you can start offering is a consultation for free, just to understand if you are the person that can provide the value that you're seeking, as well as see if you can collaborate with this client. And if everything went well, you can push the client up the value ladder, where you're going to offer is now a project consulting. So meaning is you're going to now outline is what is the roadmap, uh, based on your consultation and your diagnostics. You can charge here $500 or $1,000. But the point of this is you get started to get some money in your pocket and start to providing is the value to the client and outline is the possible roadmap to follow. And if the client wants to work with you, then you can push up the value ladder. Let's say I'm going to offer is a 10-hour package at, let's say, $100 or $800, okay, a month. And from there, the holy grail of all business is to have recurring clients, meaning that especially when you reach to this monthly consulting or this monthly basis service, is to consistently provide the solution that the clients are looking for and escape the clock, because that's exactly what you want to do at the end of the day. So providing your service to multiple clients, and to escape the clock. Okay, so then I look at something very very important, especially when it comes to create your offer, which is outline is the scope of the work, meaning is uh, describe is the deliverables, be huge in communications, and ask how success is going to be measured. So after that, you now create a service agreement where you're going to align things like the project timeline, project overview, compensations, terms and terminations, the agreement, and the scope of the work. Okay, this is to make you look much more professional when you create things like that. So then I look at the section 3. It's like, okay, so now that you know how to, so now that you know what, how, now that you know uh, how consulting success looks like, the fundamentals, as well as getting started as a freelance consulting career, which is identify your strength and weakness, capitalize on them, uh, identify the type of consulting you want to provide, as well as protect your business at all costs. So identify a niche, a platform, create your value offer, follow is a guidelines with the value offering, and to make you much more professional, create a service agreement. Okay. So once you know this, it is time to put a practice and to find and land high-paying consulting clients. So there are a few things that to avoid, which is focusing in your portfolio. And this is something wrong because at the end of the day, you need to find clients, start to work with them, do that organically, and with time, you can now develop your portfolio. The other is running paying ads, and ultimately, it's that not focusing on your skill. Very, very, very important. So, place like Upwork or any online platform, any job online platform. Okay, so platforms like Upwork or uh, yeah, platforms like Upwork, your existing network, or employment sites. The employment sites are not that 100% aligned with the freelance consulting, but it can give you some momentum as you move on down the line to your consulting. So with this, then uh, you can see, for example, different, uh, especially once you started to find high-paying consulting clients. Remember to keep track every interaction that you're having in your business. This is something crucial because it will help you to uh, keep track and have much more control over your business. So you can rely on things like HubSpot, okay, where you can see, for example, all of this client that you have worked with, as well as how you can create your sales funnels, visualize them, sending emails. So focus on the hotspot, which in my case is something that I have used, but I haven't follow that. You know, for example, I'm just is record every client that I have in the past. Mhm. I record every client that I have in the past that provide me some job. But again, this is important to register every interaction that you're having with your client because at the end of the day, you are a business. Okay, and then I look at some consultation tips to land more additional clients and to find and land more additional clients, like show your face. And remember that this is a numbers game. So it's important to recognize that what you're doing today, okay, and am I putting myself in the best possible position to move forward? Very, very important question. Now, then I also look at some consultation sell tips to find and land high paying consulting clients. Meaning, is be an active listener. So because at the end of the day, you want to hear what the client says, read between the lines, read their body language, because you can use all of those fact finding to kind of guide you where the conversation is heading, and from there land more additional clients. That's one. The other is uh, be an active listener. Okay, use speed, use solution selling process, which is something I'm going to explain, and add free value. That doesn't mean that you have to work for the client for free. This is to go above and beyond your service. So, hey, I already put this together for you. Can I show you what I'm doing or what I would like to plan to do? Okay. And when it comes to the solution selling process, the whole point of this solution selling process, according to solution selling, according to Cranwell, okay, according to Cranwell, so Cranwell is a website that is being built on Preact and Dojo. Okay. Quentin Rocket, CEO of Progenda. Thor Stores, CEO of Cody. Uri Koge, Product Manager at DTG. John Copenhaver, LMS of Info Groups. Dale Fay, Business Development Manager. So this website, okay, Cranwell. So this Cranwell. So this website, this is focused on cut your sales cycle in half with instant screen sharing. Customers love to ease of being able to join a screen share with no complicated install, meeting codes, or other hassle. We have seen our sales numbers grow as a result, and it is mandatory now for our sales and CX reps. Finally, a simple, clean, and fast screen sharing application. Okay, so Cranwell is a screen sharing application. Okay, best service for any software provider I have seen in years. Okay, so according to Cranwell, this screen sharing application. Okay, so you got the pricing here. Made it formal. Okay, it's kind of like a Google Meets or Zoom, right? So they use Hotjar. Yeah. Okay. So according to Cranwell, this screen sharing application. So they talk about the solution selling and what it is and when you should use. Okay. So this solution selling process was developed in 1980s by James Frank Watts. Okay, in 1975, uh, on One Laboratories, once one of the largest computer manufacturing in the world. Okay, so Once Laboratories. So Watts later present this methodology to Xerox, and they developed their own agency based on this. But the whole point of this solution selling process is to diagnose the prospect needs or opportunities, and then present a solution based on the challenge that you're having. Okay, so these are great for things that need a tailored solution. So, for example, applications. So, when you need a tailored solution, this is great for this. In contrast, something that Alex Hormozzi mentioned is that the problem with this tailored solution is that they are not scalable, according to his experience, right? Which is a U.S. citizen that have 500. So he raised $500 million company that now uh, he focuses on educational content on the internet. But in any case, Alex Hormozzi. So he mentioned that, right? So the problem with these tailored solutions is that they are not easy to scale. But in any case, so this solution selling process works for that kind of scenarios. Okay, so when a client, a customer, or sell leads need a tailored solution, so things that sell out of the shelf that are not necessary. So the solution selling process doesn't fit that. And yeah, this is the key takeaways, right? Of that. So the key part of a solution is to identify its problem, which is then now when it comes to explain the solution selling process, it's like first you identify yourself or you identify your sell leads or your potential customer. You start to get in front of there to get their attention. Okay. And then you qualify them. So based on the list that you do with all of these potential clients and sell leads, now you do even more fact findings to see if you're able to provide the value that the client is seeking. And ultimately, the next step is do some video call or do some video calls or video presentation. That is to do even more fact findings about if you are the guys or you are the right guys and if you are a good fit to work with them. So can we move forward? Can we move forward with this? So can we move forward with this solution? Or can we move forward with this work, or is this gonna end right there so I can move on to the next project? And ultimately, if everything went well, then you send the proposal and add the value. So this is when the client say, "Hey, awesome, give me some more information about it." And this is when you use everything that you have researched. Everything that you have researched. Okay. Everything that you have researched. All of your expertise, and you compile them to present them with a few options. So with this solution selling process of identify your sell leads. So first is the journey prospect. This is when you find your potential sell leads or your customer, your client. You start to reach out to them. You start to get in front of them to get their attention. And then you qualify them. So to ultimately do a video presentation or sell calls to do even more fact finding about, hey, can we work together are we are a good fit to collaborate each other, or this is gonna end right there so I can move on to the next project. And if everything went well, you move now to the send the proposal and add value, right? So also, especially when you are looking for a client, okay, it's important to tackle all of objections, find out what is the cause of this uh, or your objections. So most of the time can be boiled down into time, money, and value. So if the issue is value, you show your portfolio. If the issue is time, uh, uh, you can outline is your terms and conditions. If the issue is money, you can negotiate with them. Uh, so that's the whole idea, right? That's the whole point of this. So So after you identify and tackle all of those objections, uh, now it is time to know how to secure the payments with your client. This is very, very, very crucial as you now find and land a high-paying client, where here's you once you send the service agreement. Now it is time to get the service agreement signed, set the payment options, so whether it's milestone or per hour, okay, and then you now yeah, and then you now uh, start to provide your service. Again, the whole purpose or the whole point of this service agreement, or this get to secure the payment first, is to once you get the service agreement signed and you secure the payment options, okay, whether it's a milestone or hourly, that kind of thing, then is where you can start to providing your consulting. Okay, so once you know how to find high paying consulting clients, you start to reach out to them. You now send the proposal. You know how to send the proposal. You start to gain some tractions on your uh, in your consulting. Uh, then it is time to know. So once you find your, so yeah, once you know how to find high-paying consulting clients, you send the service. You know how to send the service agreement. You secure. You know how to secure the payments. You start to gain some tractions, and you start to delivering the value that the client is looking for. Remember that the ultimate goal of this is to scale your business. That's the end goal of this scalability. Mhm. That's the end goal of this scalability, my friend. Scalability. Scaling to multiple consulting clients. Remember to use CRM, this customer relationship management, like HubSpot, for example, and to get as much lead as possible, you can have uh, your sales funnel. Remember to repeat. Don't forget to repeat this process. So remember to get some business leads, show their value, build up your reputation, and repeat. So that's the whole point of this. And with that, that'll be all for this video. Take care. Bye bye.